Hello, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to view a special orientation session and a series of sessions, matter of fact, that we're going to do. But first, let me introduce the trainer that's been working with the power users and myself from Interact. We have Sherry Peterson. Say hello, Sherry.
Hello, everyone.
Excellent. So I'm just going to do a short intro. Then Sherry and I are going to walk you through the MOPA intranet and get you a little bit familiar with where things are and how some things work. So these are going to be short videos, so don't panic. So this is going to be one of a series. So this is the first one. So first, let me start by giving you a short intro to what the MOPA intranet is. Well, first and foremost, this is your community. As a member of MOPA, this is a space and an area for you to communicate, collaborate, and share ideas and to get informed about what's happening within the Manitoba community and the ONP community in general. So basically, it's a private intranet. You log on, you have a username and password. We won't go into the details right away. I'm just giving you the overview. So the short message here is this is your community. You can make it what it needs to be, a great place to share where all benefit from exchanging ideas and learning new things and simplifying things where everything is available to you. So first, expectations and responsibilities. You drive the content development process. That means you have to go in and check on a regular basis and respond to comments by commenting, by uploading files and photos, etc. So by sharing what's happening within your facility and within what's going on within your practice and work area. Update it as much as you can. This is going to be crucial to the success of the intranet. Yes, it does require some effort to learn. As anything new in life, you have to learn how the things work. You have to spend a bit of time, but believe me, it comes a little bit second nature after a while. One quick word on the code of conduct. The magic formula for good conduct is basically respect your colleagues. As in any community area, bad behavior will not be tolerated. So quite simply, foul and derogatory language, bullying, name calling is absolutely not acceptable. And the administrators and the members will report it when they see it or experience it and will respond accordingly. I don't expect that to happen. So, and add on to that is the MOPA Code of Conduct and the GR Committee Terms of Reference, the TOR, have all been signed, and you've had access to that. So it basically spells out what's expected of you as a MOPA member. So let's just quickly move to some of the quick things that you should know about the MOPA intranet itself. It's a browser-based cloud application accessible from your desktop, iPad, iPhone, and PC tablets. So it's browser-based. There is an app that's available for your iPhone that will give you notifications. But in essence, to get full functionality, you should be in a browser. The browser that I've been using and seems to work the best, and I've tried a few of them, is Chrome, but you're not limited to that. So it's a permission-based access system where, depending on what role you play within the organization, some of you will see board information and committee information, and other of you will not necessarily see it if you're not participating or a member. So it's designed to allow for dynamic content, updates, and member interaction, and we'll go into the permissions a little bit later on. So just to wrap up, here's a couple quick things. As you can see on the screen, when I move my mouse, if you hover over things, certain things will happen. So hovering and clicking live items or links will actually get you into different things. As you're seeing now, I'm hovering over the MOPA logo. That's a live link that will always bring you to the home page. And Sherry and I are going to talk about the actual global toolbar in a few moments, which is at the top. And let's see now. I don't want to take too much away from our other sessions. Is there anything else that's just a general usage? Hovering, logo as a link, Search is an important area. A terminology, and then I'll get Sherry to comment. A terminology that you should get used to. It took me a little while to get used to. When we refer to categories, or when you access information in the help area, a category is like a folder. It contains content or information. The internet itself, or intranet itself, is made up of pages. Pages which you can print, download as a PDF, set watches, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, access attachments to discussions and to forums and everything else, and set your favorites for navigation. The other thing that I just came into mind right away is when you see an arrow, if you look at the board, there's a downward triangle or arrow. That usually means there's something below a topic. So under board and under I want to, there's a little arrow. So I'm hovering and something is revealed. And if I were to click on those choices, I would go somewhere. Sherry, is there anything you would add to that, or are we ready to jump into the toolbar?
No, I think you did a great job, Ray, and I think we are ready to discuss the global toolbar features.
And I'm going to get Sherry to explain the toolbar, and I'm going to follow her lead when she asks to go somewhere. We're screen sharing from my computer, so basically I'm going to turn it over to Sherry for the next few minutes.
Very good. Well, thank you, Ray. As Ray stated earlier, anytime you click on your MOPA logo, or if you click on that home icon directly above it, it's always going to reset you to your home landing page. And that home landing page is going to have widgets that is going to be pulling through important information that you guys are to be aware of. And in one of our other videos, we'll go further into detail into that actual landing page. Now, the icon to the right is your notifications. So when you first log in, it's important that you guys start to train your eye to this top global toolbar. Within the notifications, you'll receive a variety of different types of notifications. It could be anything from, maybe you're a part of a forum and somebody's added a new thread. That would be an example of a notification that can come through here. If a mandatory read has been sent out to you, that would be another potential notification that would potentially show up in that notifications bell icon as well. Another one that I think is of great value is what we call a watch. Okay, so Ray, I'm going to jump over to this icon there. So what Ray's hovering over right now is a watch. And to me, I find this extremely valuable. Based on your job role for MOPA in your organization, there might be different categories and pages that are of value to you. And if something changes, it would be nice to receive a notification so you can stay on top of those changes. Now, you can watch, in essence, two different items. You can watch a category, and Ray stated this earlier, that a category is a folder. So if I went into Ray's office and opened up a filing cabinet and pulled out a folder, that's exactly what a category is. Pages get allocated to categories. So right now we're going to show you an example of a category. So I'm going to have Ray go into the committees content area.
So I'm about to click on committees, and the system is about to open up the page, as you're seeing.
Now you'll notice in this left-hand menu, okay, so this is what we call a content area. It's an area obviously within the internet that has the ability to house content. It's going to house your pages. It could potentially house a calendar, okay, forums. So if you're looking for committee information, this is most likely going to be the content area that's going to house that particular type of content. Now a category, okay, kind of circling back to what we were talking about earlier, a category really is a folder. When Ray hovers over GR committee, that is actually a category, and it's going to house pages that are very specific, obviously, to the GR committee. So when he clicks on it, it'd be like opening up a folder.
And here we go.
You're going to notice on the far right-hand side that there is actually what we call a watch button.
I'm sorry,
so
I scrolled too far. Yeah, go ahead.
That's okay. On the right-hand side, there's that watch button. And you can see in this category here called GR Committee, there's at least probably 7 pages that have been allocated to this category. So what you could do if these pages were of value to you, when you click on that Add Watch button, there's 2 things that you can generate notifications for. So you can see here, it says, send me a notification when the following things happen. So if somebody allocates or adds a new page to this category, you would receive a notification. And once again, that would be a sample of what would go through that notifications bell icon. Or you could also tell it if one of the existing pages is edited and republished, once again, you would like to receive that notification. Okay. So if there are some categories throughout the intranet that are of value to you based on your job role, and it's important that you stay on top of those pages, and when something changes, you want to receive a notification, that's the purpose of a watch. Okay, so you can watch an entire category. Now, whether that category has 1 page in it or 100 pages in it, that is going to be obviously dependent upon the actual category itself. Okay, so if he clicks on done, and then remember, if somebody were to come in and allocate a new page to this GR committee or update one of these existing ones, that would then generate a notification. Now, the other thing is sometimes it's not the entire category. There might be 50 pages in this category, and maybe it's not every page that we want to get notified about. If there's only, say, a couple of pages throughout the internet, you can put watches down to a page level. So Ray's going to click on this very first page in here that's been allocated to the GR committee category. And you'll notice right below the title and the summary, there's a watch button. Okay. Now with the watch button, same thing. What you're telling the system is if somebody comes in here and edits it and republishes it, you would once again like to receive that notification. And then when you get time, obviously you could come read it to stay on top of this information. Okay, so remember, you can watch an entire category, or you can just watch individual pages throughout the internet as needed. Ray, would you like to add anything to that?
I'm getting a bit of a unresponsive system. Oops. Something happened to our page, so I'm reloading, so bear with me. Oh, here we're back.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so let's add the watch. There we go. Something happened.
And remember, you guys, those buttons there, they're like light switches. So you turn them on and turn them off. So if this page was no longer of value to you and you didn't need to watch it anymore, you could just come in and uncheck that button or unselect that button.
And you're also, I'll add to what Sherry's saying, is you'll notice that when I hover over the buttons, I get an explanation. So if you're a little bit uncertain, there's generally an explanation that's available when you're about to undertake an action.
Okay. All right, so that'd be an example of obviously some of the different types of notifications that you may receive through that notifications bell icon.
I'm just going to show the notification list here. So when you click on the bell, it's going to populate, as it's saying. A window is going to show what recent changes have occurred and who's done them. So as you can see, I've done something, and Amanda and Andrew McPhail have as well. And I'll just, and then Sherry, just add to whatever I miss. But there's some choices here. You can mark these as red, which I'm not going to do. But in essence, this is a great location, as Sherry has said, to sort of always be on the lookout to see what's available as far as new.
And notice the very first one, that's actually a mandatory read that is showing through that notifications bell as well. And notice it's actually visually a little bit different. It actually has a little bit of a reddish background color to the mandatory read.
Excellent.
All right, well, the next icon over, okay, so to the right of the actual notifications bell icon, these are your individual tasks. So maybe you needed to, call somebody or, set something up. You can just do exactly what Ray's doing in here, type in a little task, click on add, and it's going to keep track of those daily tasks that you need to obviously keep track of throughout the day, throughout the week. Now, as you add more and more tasks, you'll see at the very bottom, there's a See All button. And let's say you had 15 or 20 different tasks in here. What it does, it just opens up this little task manager into a little bit larger view. And you can go ahead and click on that, Ray, just to kind of see what it would look like. So if you did have several tasks in here, it's just a little larger screen here. Now from here, obviously, if you had a lot of tasks in here, you could filter. So you could see all the incomplete ones versus the completed tasks maybe that you had already taken care of, or you could view all of them. Upper right-hand corner, if you happen to be in this area, you could also add a task directly from here. So completely up to you guys. You can just create a quick task directly from that little task icon. Like I said, if you did have quite a few and you wanted to see it in a little bit larger view, you can always click where it says See Tasks, and then come in here and, like I said, filter. Maybe you see only your tasks that you still need to complete. Yep, and then Ray just created another one. And the other thing about this area here, notice on the bottom right-hand corner it says Export to CSV. So if needed, you could export the tasks. Like I said, maybe you had filtered out and you only wanted to export the completed ones or the incomplete ones. So you have that availability here as well.
I'm just going to mark these off as completed. There we go. And I guess we should have mentioned at the start, what we're doing is what you're seeing is from a user's perspective. In this case, we're imitating or impersonating David Holder. So that way you see what a user sees. And we'll explain a little bit the permissions a little bit later in a different video, but in essence, this is exactly what a specific user would see based on the permissions granted.
Very good. All right, so the next icon, so we know that you have your tasks icon. Then to the far right of the task, you have your mandatory reads. So when somebody pushes out a mandatory read, maybe it's a new policy, or something that obviously is just important that everybody's aware of, you'll notice that you'll have a number that gets associated to that icon. And when you click on it, it's then going to give you the name of the page. It's going to give you the author and then a brief summary. When you click on the actual name of the page, so it's Welcome to the MOPA Intranet, it's going to go and open up that page. And while we're here, we'll take a quick look at a page. Now remember, down to a page level where it says Welcome to the MOPA Intranet, once again, there's that watch button, and that watch button, remember, does generate notifications. The favorites we'll talk about shortly. Okay, it's in essence the ability to create a link to a page. But you could print this, convert it to a PDF. And we'll look at pages a little bit more in detail, but notice that on the right-hand panel there is that actual mandatory read. So once you have read the actual page, then you can place a check mark where it says, I confirm that I've read and understand this document. And then the next time you come to read this page or visit it, then that mandatory read will no longer be there for you. So it's going to be really important when you, like I said, when you guys first log in, that you do train your eye to start to look across that top global toolbar for any mandatory reads that may have been pushed out to you. Okay, and once again, that'll be another example of what would potentially show through that notifications bell icon as well, are mandatory reads. Okay, so it's going to make sure that you're aware that you have a mandatory read pushed out. All right, anything else regarding mandatory reads, Ray, that you'd like to add?
No, that's great. And basically, we're going to limit mandatory reads to really important documents that everyone should be aware of. In this case, as an example and as a learning experience, we basically selected a welcome to the intranet. And if you go down that page, it talks about some of the things that Sherry and I are covering about how to get the best usage out of the intranet itself.
Very good. And remember, to the right of the mandatory reads icon, that's the watches. Remember, you can watch an entire category or just down to a page level. To the right of that one, and Ray, we can stay right where you're at here, is these are favorites. Now think of favorites as bookmarks. So for example, when we're on the internet, we tend to bookmark things because it saves us time and we reference that site frequently. Well, that's the same concept within the internet, except that we are favoriting pages that maybe we reference on a day-to-day or weekly basis. So it's just pure convenience for the internet user. Okay, so you can create links. So if Ray wanted to create a favorites link to this page here, obviously you can see that below the Welcome to the MOPA Intranet, there's a favorites button. And if he wanted to, he could click on favorite and then mark this page as a favorite. Now we do have a couple that we've already set just to show you. So you can see in that favorites icon, when you click on it, it's going to show you all of the pages that you currently have marked as a favorite. And then the nice thing about it is you can then click on those and it will go and open up those pages very quickly.
And for some reason
All
it's
right,
not showing. Let me try again.
yeah, just click right on that star icon.
There we go. I believe I did. Let me try again. Here we go. And nothing's happening. Okay.
Ref Ray, refresh your site real quick.
Okay, I'll just go here. Oh, it
Oh,
logged me
yep,
out. Well, that's another
that's
learning
why.
lesson. When you're inactive or something's, you are automatically logged out. So what you'll notice is that the favorite is refreshed, as Sherry requested, with 3 choices there. So I'm clicking on it, and lo and behold, there we go. We see them.
Now, when Ray clicks on any one of those, it's going to then go and open up that page. Okay, so you'll find that you might end up favoriting, several pages throughout the internet because you just reference them on a day-to-day basis. Now, remember, there are no notifications that get generated when you favorite a page. It just creates links to those pages just so you can access them quickly. And then once again, if you wanted to, so say for example, the one that Ray just put on there, welcome to the MOPA Internet, if he no longer wanted this as a favorite, when he clicks on the link that says welcome to the MOPA Internet, remember it's going to go and open up that page, and then he could click that favorites button again, in essence, to unfavorite it. Okay, so it's very easy to unfavorite something if you need to.
And I'll just add that because I had to log out and log back in, I'm now back to myself because I used my login credentials, so it's showing as Ray Gio as opposed to David Holder.
All right, Ray, anything else you'd like to add either to the mandatory reads while we're there, the watches, or the favorites, those 3 icons?
No, I think we've covered it, and I think what you'll find, just to summarize, is that these are very useful tools that will help you sort of keep track of what's new, what's happening, and also simplify how you go through or look for things through favorites. So this is powerful, and I think that's pretty much what we wanted to cover today, unless Sherry has something else to add at this point, and then we can move on to the other videos.
No, I think that is perfect, Ray. That should give them a good start on, some useful tools that they can use on a day-to-day basis.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Sherry, and that concludes our first video for the series.